Welcome to Beyond Vision Mindset, where we help you unlock your potential, protect your peace, and build unshakable mental strength. If you're ready to take control of your life and master the art of personal growth, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Join us as we dive into powerful insights that can transform your mindset and elevate your relationships. Now, let's get into today's video. Life is a journey filled with choices, challenges, and moments that test our strength and resilience. The way we navigate these moments can either push us toward growth or keep us stuck in cycles of confusion and frustration. At Beyond Vision Mindset, we believe that true personal power comes from mastering your mindset, guarding your energy, and building habits that lead to long-term fulfillment. In today's video, we'll explore 9 crucial principles that will help you protect your peace, nurture your relationships, and stay true to yourself. These insights, grounded in timeless wisdom and practical strategies, will empower you to live a life of clarity, purpose, and confidence. So, if you're ready to elevate your mindset and transform the way you approach life, stay with us. 1. Guard your past. Your past holds valuable lessons, but it should never become a prison that traps you in regret, guilt, or self-doubt. Too often, people carry the weight of past mistakes like a heavy backpack, allowing those experiences to shape how they see themselves and what they believe they can achieve. But the past is not a life sentence, it's a classroom. It teaches, guides, and provides insight, but it doesn't have the power to define your future unless you give it permission. At Beyond Vision Mindset, we emphasize the importance of learning from your past without being chained to it. Every mistake, failure, and setback contains a lesson that can help you grow stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Instead of running from these moments or dwelling on what went wrong, pause and reflect. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this experience? How can I apply this lesson to make better decisions today? By adopting a mindset of curiosity rather than self-criticism, you turn your past into a source of strength rather than a source of shame. But guarding your past goes beyond learning from mistakes. It also means protecting yourself from those who try to use your past against you. Some people may attempt to remind you of your failures or bring up old versions of yourself to undermine your confidence. When this happens, remember that growth means change. Who you were 5 years ago, or even 5 months ago, is not who you are today. You have the right to evolve, grow, and redefine yourself without apology. So, guard your past with wisdom and intention. Reflect on it, learn from it, but never allow it to limit your vision for the future. The past is a chapter that contributes to your story, but it is not the final word. Stay present, stay focused, and trust that your greatest potential lies ahead of you, not behind you. 2. Celebrate your achievements. In a world that moves at lightning speed, it's easy to overlook your own accomplishments while constantly chasing the next goal. Society often glorifies the hustle, the endless grind toward success, while dismissing the importance of pausing to acknowledge how far you've come. But at Beyond Vision Mindset, we believe that celebrating your achievements is not just a feel-good exercise. It's a fundamental part of building self-worth, maintaining motivation, and reinforcing a positive, growth-focused mindset. When you take the time to reflect on your wins, whether big or small, you remind yourself that your efforts matter. Too many people diminish their successes, brushing off milestones as if they were mere stepping stones to bigger things. While ambition is valuable, neglecting to celebrate your progress can leave you feeling perpetually unsatisfied, no matter how much you achieve. This dissatisfaction stems from the brain's natural tendency to focus on what's next rather than appreciating the present moment. That's why it's crucial to interrupt this pattern by consciously recognizing your growth. Imagine a builder who completes a solid, beautiful foundation for a new home but never steps back to admire the work. Instead, they rush to lay bricks for the walls, then the roof, then the interior, without ever pausing to appreciate their craftsmanship. Over time, the builder becomes drained and disheartened, wondering if their efforts even matter. This is precisely what happens when you don't celebrate your achievements. You rob yourself of the mental and emotional fuel needed to stay motivated. At Beyond Vision Mindset, we encourage you to create rituals around celebrating your success. It doesn't have to be extravagant. A simple moment of reflection, journaling your progress, or sharing your win with someone you trust can significantly impact your mindset. Scientific studies show that when you celebrate achievements, your brain releases dopamine, a neurotransmitter associated with pleasure and motivation. This chemical response reinforces the behavior that led to your success, making you more likely to stay committed to your goals. But celebrating achievements isn't just about personal gratification. It also strengthens your relationships. When you share your wins with others, you inspire and uplift those around you. Success, when approached with humility and gratitude, becomes contagious. Your willingness to recognize your accomplishments serves as a reminder to others to do the same, fostering an environment of positivity and collective growth. However, there's a distinction between genuine celebration and external validation. Celebrating your achievements should come from an authentic place of self-respect and gratitude, not from a desire for applause or recognition from others. External validation is fleeting. The world's attention shifts quickly, and seeking approval from others can leave you feeling empty once the spotlight fades. True fulfillment comes when you can look in the mirror and feel proud of what you've accomplished, regardless of who notices. So, how can you start celebrating your achievements more intentionally? Begin by scheduling regular reflection sessions. At the end of each day or week, write down 3 things you accomplished, no matter how minor they seem. Perhaps you finally tackled a difficult task, showed discipline in a challenging situation, or maintained your composure during a conflict. Over time, this practice will train your brain to notice and appreciate your growth, which in turn strengthens your confidence and resilience. Another powerful strategy is to create a victory log. This is a dedicated space where you record every success you experience. It might be a notebook, a digital document, or even a voice memo app. When self-doubt creeps in, as it inevitably does, you can revisit this log to remind yourself of your capabilities. The mind tends to fixate on failures more than successes, but a victory log acts as undeniable evidence of your strength and growth. Lastly, celebrate progress, not just perfection. Many individuals fall into the trap of only acknowledging themselves when they achieve massive, visible results. But true growth often happens in the small, consistent steps you take each day. The discipline to wake up early, the courage to have a difficult conversation, the persistence to keep going when things get tough, these are all achievements worth celebrating. At Beyond Vision Mindset, we know that success is built on a foundation of self-awareness, self-respect, and consistent positive reinforcement. Celebrating your achievements is not self-indulgent. It's an essential practice that nurtures your inner strength, boosts your confidence, and propels you forward. So, take a moment today to acknowledge how far you've come. You've earned it. And remember, when you appreciate your growth, you create the momentum to keep growing. 3. Face the fear of being alone. The fear of being alone is one of the most deeply rooted anxieties in human nature. From the earliest days of civilization, we have sought connection, tribe, and companionship as a means of survival. But in the modern world, this primal instinct can manifest in unhealthy ways, rushing into relationships, staying in toxic dynamics, or constantly seeking external distractions to avoid solitude. At Beyond Vision Mindset, we teach that learning to face the fear of being alone is not a punishment, but a powerful step toward true self-mastery and inner peace. Being alone does not equate to being lonely. Loneliness is a state of emotional isolation, often experienced even in crowded rooms or within relationships that lack genuine connection. Solitude, however, is a conscious choice to spend time with yourself, to reflect, grow, and strengthen your mind. When you embrace solitude, you step away from the noise of the world and into a space where clarity emerges. In that stillness, you can confront your thoughts, understand your emotions, and build a relationship with the person who will accompany you through every stage of life, yourself. Unfortunately, society often stigmatizes solitude. We are conditioned to believe that socializing equates to happiness, that being alone suggests something is wrong. This narrative leads many to chase companionship at any cost, even if it means sacrificing their own identity, boundaries, or well-being. They jump from one relationship to another, not because of genuine connection, but out of fear of facing themselves. But what if the very thing you're avoiding, being alone, is the gateway to the strength, confidence, and peace you seek? At Beyond Vision Mindset, we believe solitude is a sacred space for growth. It is within these moments of aloneness that great thinkers, philosophers, and leaders have forged their strongest ideas. Marcus Aurelius wrote his Meditations while isolated from the distractions of the Roman Empire. Nietzsche believed that solitude was necessary for creativity and self-awareness. When you give yourself permission to sit with your thoughts, without judgment or distraction, you begin to hear the quiet truths that get drowned out in daily life. Facing the fear of being alone starts with understanding what you are truly afraid of. For many, the fear isn't about the absence of others, it's about the presence of their own self-criticism, insecurities, or unresolved emotions. Solitude acts as a mirror, reflecting both the light and the shadows within. But running from that reflection only prolongs the discomfort. When you courageously turn toward it, you gain the power to address, heal, and grow beyond it. Practical steps can make this process less daunting. Begin by setting aside intentional time each day for solitude, even if it's just 10 minutes. Turn off your phone, step away from external distractions, and simply sit with yourself. In the beginning, your mind might resist, racing through tasks, memories, or worries. But with practice, you'll learn to observe your thoughts without becoming entangled in them. This practice, often referred to as mindfulness, cultivates inner stability. Journaling can also be a powerful companion during moments of solitude. Write down your thoughts, fears, and realizations without censorship. Over time, you'll notice patterns, repeated worries, limiting beliefs, or recurring desires. Understanding these patterns helps you gain clarity about what you truly need and value. Another crucial step is to challenge the belief that your worth depends on your relationships or social status. In reality, your value is inherent, not granted by others. When you learn to enjoy your own company, you become less susceptible to manipulation, people-pleasing, or settling for less than you deserve. The person who is comfortable alone is the person who can enter relationships from a place of strength, not desperation. However, solitude doesn't mean isolation. Building a healthy relationship with yourself enhances your ability to connect with others in meaningful ways. When you no longer fear being alone, you approach relationships with authenticity rather than neediness. You can give love without clinging, offer support without losing yourself, and walk away from toxic dynamics without paralyzing fear. At Beyond Vision Mindset, we encourage you to reframe solitude as an opportunity rather than a sentence. In solitude, you find clarity. In clarity, you discover purpose. And with purpose, you build the kind of unshakable confidence that no external validation can replicate. So, face the fear of being alone with courage. Sit in the stillness. Embrace the discomfort. And watch as that fear dissolves into a profound sense of inner peace and self-assurance. 4. Be true to yourself. In a world that constantly demands conformity, staying true to yourself is one of the most radical and liberating decisions you can make. At Beyond Vision Mindset, we believe authenticity isn't just a personality trait. It's a foundation for a fulfilling, purpose-driven life. Yet, many people live as mere reflections of others' expectations, suppressing their true selves to fit in, avoid conflict, or gain approval. They wear masks, adjust their beliefs, and walk paths that were never theirs to begin with. But the cost of this deception is steep. An erosion of self-respect, inner peace, and the ability to build genuine, meaningful relationships. Being true to yourself starts with self-awareness. You cannot live authentically if you don't know who you are, what you value, and what you stand for. Take time to reflect deeply on your core principles. What drives you? What are your non-negotiables in life? What kind of person do you want to be, not for society's approval, but for your own sense of integrity? These aren't surface-level questions. They require courageous introspection and brutal honesty. But authenticity doesn't mean rigidly holding onto your identity without growth. It means having the self-awareness to recognize when you're evolving, learning, and changing, while still honoring your fundamental values. Life will challenge you with societal pressures, opinions from family and friends, and the temptation to mold yourself for acceptance. Yet, true peace lies in standing firm in your principles. When you betray yourself to please others, you might gain temporary approval, but you sacrifice long-term self-respect. At Beyond Vision Mindset, we emphasize that authenticity also affects the relationships you attract. When you hide who you are, you attract people who resonate with the mask, not the real you. This leads to shallow connections, misunderstandings, and feelings of isolation, even in relationships. But when you have the courage to be yourself, you naturally attract those who appreciate you for who you truly are. These relationships are more fulfilling, supportive, and enduring because they're built on truth, not performance. One key step to living authentically is learning to say no without guilt. People pleasers often struggle with this, fearing rejection or disappointment. But every time you say yes to something that contradicts your values, you say no to yourself. Practice asserting your boundaries. It might feel uncomfortable at first, but with time, you'll realize that the people who genuinely respect you will respect your boundaries, too. Another critical aspect is letting go of external validation. Social media, societal norms, and even well-meaning loved ones can push you toward an identity that doesn't fit. Remember, external validation is fleeting. Internal validation, grounded in self-trust and authenticity, is lasting. Live by your own compass. The world might not always applaud your choices, but your soul will find peace knowing you remain true to yourself. Lastly, authenticity requires courage. People may question, criticize, or even reject you for not conforming. But at Beyond Vision Mindset, we teach that the pain of living a lie is far greater than the discomfort of standing alone in your truth. Walk your path boldly. Speak your truth respectfully. Live your life authentically. Because when you are true to yourself, you unlock a life of genuine freedom, resilience, and fulfillment. 5. Manage your time wisely. Time is life's most precious resource. Unlike money, possessions, or even relationships, time is irretrievable. Once it's gone, it never returns. At Beyond Vision Mindset, we teach that how you spend your time shapes the life you live and the person you become. Yet, in today's fast-paced, distraction-filled world, many people let time slip through their fingers, consumed by procrastination, trivial tasks, and mindless distractions. Mastering your time isn't just about productivity, it's about aligning your daily actions with your deepest goals and values. Managing time wisely starts with recognizing that not all activities carry equal weight. The Pareto principle, or the 80-20 rule, states that roughly 80% of your results come from 20% of your efforts. Identify the activities that yield the highest returns in your personal growth, relationships, and goals. This requires clarity. If you're unsure about your priorities, you'll inevitably waste time on tasks that seem urgent but lack significance. At Beyond Vision Mindset, we encourage using a simple yet effective framework. Categorize your tasks into 4 quadrants based on urgency and importance. Urgent and important tasks demand immediate attention, like deadlines or emergencies. Important but not urgent tasks, like learning, exercising, and relationship building, are where true growth happens. Schedule these proactively. The third category, urgent but unimportant, often consists of interruptions and other people's priorities. Learn to delegate or minimize these. Finally, unimportant and non-urgent activities, like excessive scrolling or gossip, should be eliminated whenever possible. Time management also requires intentional routines. Your habits determine your outcomes, and your daily schedule reflects your true priorities. If you say health is important but never schedule workouts, your actions contradict your words. Create a structured, balanced routine that allocates time for work, growth, relationships, and rest. At Beyond Vision Mindset, we emphasize that rest is not laziness, it's essential for long-term performance. Overworking yourself might yield short-term results but will eventually lead to burnout, diminished creativity, and poor decision-making. Distractions are one of the greatest threats to effective time management. Our brains are wired to seek novelty, and the constant notifications from phones, apps, and social media exploit this tendency. Each interruption breaks your concentration, and studies show it can take over 20 minutes to regain full focus after a distraction. Combat this by implementing strategies like the Pomodoro technique. Work intensely for 25 to 30 minutes, then take a short break. Over time, your focus and productivity will improve. But time management isn't just about efficiency, it's about purpose. Why are you trying to manage your time? What are you working toward? Without a compelling vision, time management becomes a hollow exercise. Reflect deeply on your long-term goals. Do you want to build a meaningful career, foster strong relationships, or cultivate wisdom and resilience? Let these goals guide your daily decisions. Time invested in what truly matters is never wasted. Another crucial principle is learning to say no. Just as with personal boundaries, Protecting your time requires the ability to decline distractions, obligations, and opportunities that don't align with your vision. Every yes to something insignificant is a no to something important. Practice saying, I appreciate the opportunity, but I need to focus on my current priorities. This simple phrase can save you countless hours of misaligned effort. Finally, remember that time is life's silent teacher. Wasted time often brings regret, while time invested in growth, relationships, and meaningful pursuits brings fulfillment. At Beyond Vision Mindset, we encourage you to treat your time as a sacred resource. Audit your days regularly. Reflect on where your time goes and whether it aligns with your goals. With discipline, clarity, and intention, you can reclaim control over your time, and ultimately, your life. 6. Safeguard your mental health. Mental health is the bedrock of a strong, resilient, and fulfilling life. At Beyond Vision Mindset, we emphasize that protecting your mental health isn't a luxury, it's a fundamental necessity. In today's fast-paced, high-pressure world, mental well-being is often overlooked or sacrificed in pursuit of success. But without a stable, healthy mind, even the greatest achievements feel hollow. True peace, clarity, and growth stem from a well-nourished mental state. So, how can you safeguard your mental health and build the inner strength needed to navigate life's challenges? First, understand the power of self-awareness. Your mind is like a garden. If you don't pay attention to what you plant, weeds of negativity, fear, and doubt will take root. Begin by observing your thoughts without judgment. What are the recurring patterns? Are you often critical of yourself? Do you dwell on past mistakes or worry excessively about the future? Awareness is the first step toward transformation. By recognizing these patterns, you can start replacing negative thoughts with empowering beliefs. One essential practice is mindfulness. Mindfulness doesn't require hours of meditation or spiritual rituals. It's simply the art of being present. In a world that constantly pulls you into the past or the future, being fully engaged in the moment can feel like a superpower. Take a few minutes each day to breathe deeply, notice your surroundings, and reconnect with the present. This practice reduces anxiety, sharpens focus, and strengthens emotional regulation. Equally important is managing your mental diet. Just as junk food harms your physical health, negative influences damage your mental well-being. Be mindful of what you consume: social media, news, conversations, and even your own self-talk. At Beyond Vision Mindset, we advocate for mental detox. Regularly evaluate the content you engage with. Does it inspire growth or fuel anxiety? Surround yourself with positive, uplifting material that supports your journey. Additionally, establish boundaries to protect your mental space. In relationships, work, and daily interactions, your mental energy is finite. Learn to say no to energy-draining activities and people. This isn't selfish, it's self-preservation. Your peace of mind is sacred, and protecting it allows you to show up as your best self for others. Finally, remember that mental health requires proactive care. Don't wait until burnout or emotional distress forces you to pay attention. Schedule regular check-ins with yourself. Practice gratitude, engage in hobbies, and don't hesitate to seek professional help when needed. At Beyond Vision Mindset, we believe that a healthy mind is the foundation of a powerful, purposeful life. 7. Don't sacrifice your life for someone else. Relationships are one of life's greatest treasures. They bring joy, connection, and a sense of belonging. But at Beyond Vision Mindset, we often see how the desire to nurture relationships can lead individuals to sacrifice their own dreams, identity, and well-being. Loving others is a beautiful thing, but love shouldn't come at the cost of losing yourself. Your life matters, and your dreams deserve as much attention and care as anyone else's. When you sacrifice your life for someone else, whether a partner, friend, or family member, you risk losing your sense of purpose. It often starts subtly. You agree to things that don't align with your goals, you downplay your passions to avoid conflict, or you prioritize their needs at the expense of your own. Over time, this pattern erodes your self-esteem. You begin to believe that your worth lies in how much you give, even if giving leaves you empty. At Beyond Vision Mindset, we teach that a healthy relationship is a partnership of equals. It's built on mutual support, not self-sacrifice. True love encourages growth, independence, and personal fulfillment for both individuals. If a relationship requires you to abandon your dreams, it's not love, it's control or codependence. One key step to maintaining your identity in relationships is setting boundaries. Boundaries are not walls, they're guidelines that protect your well-being. Communicate your needs clearly and assertively. For example, if you need time to work on a passion project, don't apologize for it. Instead, express your goals and ask for understanding. Healthy partners and friends will respect your boundaries. Those who resist them might not have your best interests at heart. Additionally, prioritize self-investment. It's easy to neglect your growth when you're focused on someone else's journey. But your dreams, talents, and goals are your responsibility. Schedule time for your personal development, reading, learning, exercising, and pursuing your passions. Remember, you cannot pour from an empty cup. When you nurture your own growth, you bring more energy, wisdom, and positivity into your relationships. Lastly, never let guilt drive your decisions. Many people stay in one-sided relationships out of guilt or obligation. But living your life out of guilt is not an act of love, it's a form of self-betrayal. At Beyond Vision Mindset, we encourage you to honor your dreams, trust your intuition, and remember that your life has unique value and purpose. 8. Prioritize your relationships with friends and family. In the pursuit of success, many people overlook the very foundation that sustains them. Relationships. At Beyond Vision Mindset, we believe that true success isn't measured solely by achievements or wealth, but by the depth and quality of your connections. Your relationships with family and friends are your anchor in life's storms and your greatest source of joy during its triumphs. Yet, these relationships require conscious effort, time, and care. Prioritizing your relationships begins with presence. In today's digital age, being physically present isn't enough. How often do we sit with loved ones while scrolling through our phones, answering emails, or mentally planning the next task? Presence means giving someone your full attention, listening actively, and engaging with empathy. When you're fully present, you communicate that the person in front of you matters more than any distraction. Another critical aspect is communication. Misunderstandings, resentment, and distance often stem from poor communication. At Beyond Vision Mindset, we teach the power of open, honest conversations. Share your thoughts, feelings, and appreciation regularly. Don't assume that your loved ones know how much you value them, tell them. Practice active listening, where your focus isn't on replying but on truly understanding the other person's perspective. time investment is equally crucial. Relationships, like gardens, need consistent nurturing. It's not about grand gestures but small, consistent acts of care. A message to check in, a coffee chat, or an evening walk can strengthen bonds more than occasional, elaborate events. Make time for your family and friends, even amidst busy schedules. Life moves quickly, and missed moments can become lasting regrets. At Beyond Vision Mindset, we also emphasize forgiveness and grace. No relationship is perfect. Disagreements, mistakes, and hurt feelings are inevitable. The key is learning to forgive and seek resolution instead of harboring resentment. Forgiveness doesn't mean tolerating toxic behavior. It means releasing the emotional weight that resentment places on you. Lastly, choose your inner circle wisely. Surround yourself with people who uplift, challenge, and support you. The quality of your relationships significantly influences your mindset, motivation, and well-being. Invest in relationships that inspire growth, honesty, and mutual respect. In the end, success feels hollow when it's not shared with those you love. Nurture your relationships with the same dedication you give to your goals. At Beyond Vision Mindset, we believe that true wealth lies in the connections that make life meaningful. 9. Avoid obsessive devotion. At Beyond Vision Mindset, we often discuss the importance of balance in relationships. One of the most overlooked yet critical aspects of this balance is avoiding obsessive devotion. Obsessive devotion may seem like a sign of deep love or loyalty, but in reality, it erodes individuality, breeds insecurity, and damages the very relationships it seeks to protect. When you give every ounce of yourself to someone else, neglecting your own identity, passions, and goals, you set the stage for dependency, resentment, and emotional exhaustion. Obsession is not love, it's control in disguise. Healthy relationships thrive on freedom, trust, and mutual respect. When one person becomes consumed by the relationship, they lose sight of themselves. They start to seek constant validation, fear any sign of independence from their partner, and mistake possessiveness for care. At Beyond Vision Mindset, we teach that genuine connection doesn't demand sacrifice of the self. It requires two individuals who support each other's growth without losing their own path. The roots of obsessive devotion often lie in insecurity or fear, fear of abandonment, fear of inadequacy, or fear of not being enough. If these fears go unchecked, they create a toxic cycle where you give more and more, hoping to secure the other person's affection. But love can't be forced. The more you try to control or cling, the more you push others away. Breaking free from obsessive devotion starts with self-awareness. Ask yourself, am I prioritizing their needs while ignoring my own? Do I feel anxious when they spend time with others? Have I lost interest in my own goals and passions? Recognizing these signs is the first step toward change. Next, shift your focus inward. Reconnect with your identity outside of the relationship. Rediscover hobbies, goals, and passions that make you feel alive. Spend time alone, not out of isolation, but to rebuild your sense of self. At Beyond Vision Mindset, we emphasize the power of self-love. When you genuinely value yourself, you stop seeking validation through someone else's presence. Additionally, practice healthy detachment. Detachment doesn't mean withdrawing love or care. It means releasing the need to control or cling. It's the understanding that love flourishes when both individuals feel free to be themselves. Let go of the need to monitor, question, or seek constant reassurance. Trust is the foundation of every lasting relationship. Lastly, seek relationships built on shared values and mutual respect. When both partners respect each other's independence, growth becomes a shared journey rather than a suffocating obligation. Obsession might feel intense, but it isn't sustainable. True love is calm, secure, and liberating. Conclusion. In life, the relationships we nurture, the boundaries we set, and the time we invest in ourselves shape the foundation of our growth. Each principle we've discussed today isn't just a guideline for better relationships, they're the building blocks for a stronger, more resilient mindset. Guard your past but don't live in it. Celebrate your achievements without hesitation. Embrace solitude as a path to self-awareness, stay true to who you are, and manage your time like the precious resource it is. Protecting your mental health, honoring your dreams without sacrifice, prioritizing meaningful relationships, and steering clear of obsessive devotion will empower you to build relationships that uplift rather than drain you. Remember, you are the architect of your own reality. The love and respect you show yourself set the standard for how others will treat you. At Beyond Vision Mindset, we believe that true strength begins within. When you cultivate a mindset rooted in clarity, integrity, and self-respect, you naturally attract relationships that mirror those qualities. So, step into your power, set boundaries with confidence, and never forget the importance of staying connected to your true self. If this message resonated with you, like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to Beyond Vision Mindset. We're here to help you unlock your potential, protect your energy, and build a life grounded in wisdom and self-mastery. Until next time, stay strong, stay mindful, and always stay true to yourself.